Now, the Olympic Games are normally a huge marketing opportunity for sponsors, a showcase for global brands. However, Beijing 2022 is causing a huge headache for the 13 official corporate sponsors of the Olympics. The US, the UK, Australia and Canada, they're all countries that have announced a diplomatic boycott of the Games due to accusations of human rights abuses. And many sponsors are deciding it's safer just to keep quiet, as our Silicon Valley correspondent James Clayton has been finding out.
China's Winter Olympics may have a shortage of snow, but there's been something else missing too. Many of the Olympics' big sponsors have been unusually quiet. In December, President Joe Biden announced a diplomatic boycott of the Games just a few weeks after discussions with the Chinese president.
U.S. diplomatic or official representation would treat these games as business as usual in the face of the PRC's egregious human rights abuses and atrocities in Xinjiang.
The criticism, China's treatment of its minority Uyghur population. The boycott has left multinational companies that have sponsored the Games in the middle of a diplomatic spat between the US and China. BBC analysis of the Olympics' 13 official partners' social media feeds has found that many sponsors have barely posted about the Beijing Winter Olympics compared with last summer's Games in Tokyo. French giant Atos, for example, tweeted about the Olympics last year dozens of times on its Twitter account, yet has posted almost nothing in the lead up to the Games in Beijing.
I don't think that any of them as global brands can afford or are willing to insult the Chinese government or the Chinese people. They feel they're walking on a tightrope.
The problem that many of these companies face that do business in both China and here in the US is actually pretty simple. They don't want to offend either side, so best not to say very much. That's what Zumrate Arkin from the World Uyghur Congress found when she approached the Olympic partners.
Some of these companies, always promote their own company and values, saying that they're, aiming for inclusivity and human rights and all these beautiful values. But when it comes to China, it's crazy how silent they become.
The BBC invited all 13 official Olympic partners to comment on Chinese treatment of Uyghurs. None took up the BBC's offer. The Beijing Winter Olympics will be a showcase for athletes competing at the highest level, but a showcase for global brands, well, that's a more complex story. James Clayton, BBC News.